Welcome. I'm Richard Haasnoot, your host for the Wisdom Inspired Life YouTube channel. In this series, I share personal stories from my spiritual journey, which began with a lack of understanding of spirituality and God. Today, spirituality is the most important aspect of my life, and I have a deep love for God. That represents quite a change. This series of video episodes covers my spiritual journey from early in life, when I still had no idea what a spiritual journey was, to 2025, when I know that I'm a very spiritually advanced human. I focus on both the events that I knew were spiritual in nature when they happened, and events that I know were spiritual only by looking back at them from the perspective of today. In the previous episode, I left off at about junior high school. In this episode, I focus on some experiences in high school that started to define my future. Certainly, the highlight of those years was that I ranked academically among the top 5% of high school students. My enthusiasm for learning, combined with my ongoing reading of various books, made my high school experience exceptionally fulfilling. I continued this pattern from elementary and junior high, and by high school, I understood what it required to be a top 5% student. Frankly, the top 5% today seem lost in the distant past, yet the skills I acquired regarding what it takes to be a top performer have remained with me throughout my life. I knew the standard and was able to consistently deliver top performance. As an aside, for reasons I don't recall, I was cast in the leading role of the senior class play, Our Town. The leading role delivers 90% of the lines, and I certainly learned that I could memorize a great deal of information if I truly needed to. I learned that I was graduating third in my high school class. I discovered that the guidance counselor was recommending me for valedictorian, which typically goes to the top graduate. He told me confidentially that I clearly had the highest IQ in the class, and based on that, he recommended me for valedictorian. However, the superintendent ultimately adhered to tradition. In my senior year, I applied to 6 colleges and universities and was quickly accepted by all of them. Some may interpret this as ego or bragging. That might have been accurate at the time. From today's perspective, this high school experience marked the start of how to achieve high-quality learning on almost any topic I was interested in. My deep appreciation for this in my life is not the specific information I learned about the topics of the day, but rather the processes and skills necessary to deeply learn about almost any topic. Those skills have probably been used at least 80% of my life in an extraordinarily wide range of circumstances. For that, I am deeply grateful. This especially relates to my spiritual journey, during which I've encountered what can sometimes be seen as mind-blowing information and sources of learning that have, for most of my life, been classified as non-traditional. Hopefully, this has been helpful to you. In the next few episodes, I will share the early stages of my emerging spirituality, which at first did not seem to fit well with the reality I had developed up until this point. Thank you very much for listening, and I look forward to reconnecting with you soon.